Have you ever wondered why some men who seem to have it all still can't keep a woman truly connected? Or how a totally average guy somehow has women hanging on every word he says? What if I told you that what really attracts women isn't loud, flashy confidence, but something subtle and almost always overlooked? 9% of men don't do this, yet women love it. Sounds unbelievable? Let me ask you something. How often have you seen a guy who checks all the boxes? Great looks, solid career, confident attitude, and yet he still struggles to build genuine emotional connections with women? The real issue, it's not about appearance, wealth, or charm. The truth is, most men overlook tiny yet incredibly powerful gestures that can make them completely unforgettable. Today, I'm revealing 7 hidden secrets that women secretly crave, but rarely admit. These aren't the overused dating tricks you've heard 100 times. These are psychological triggers, subtle, science-backed, and rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom that change how women perceive you. No chasing, no proving, just presence, depth, and understanding. Picture this. What if you could tap into the subconscious desires women themselves don't fully realize they have? What if you could stand out from 99% of men, not by trying harder, but by making her feel seen, desired, and emotionally safe? And here's the catch. If you don't know these secrets, you're already at a disadvantage. You could be missing out on the kind of attraction that lingers, the kind that keeps her thinking about you long after you've left. That's why you need to stay till the end. The final secret is the most powerful, and once you understand it, you'll never look at attraction the same way again. But first, if you're serious about mastering these game-changing techniques, hit that like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you don't miss any life-changing insights coming up. Let's dive into secret number 1, the power of touch. Before intimacy, imagine this. You're on a date. The vibe is great. She's smiling, you're both vibing, but something feels off. She's there but not fully present. You drop her off, shoot a friendly follow-up message, and then silence, no reply. What went wrong? Most guys rely solely on words to build attraction. They think if the conversation flows, that's enough. But women connect differently. Connection isn't just verbal, it's emotional. And yes, it's physical too. And one of the most underrated ways to build that connection: touch. Not in a pushy or invasive way, but in subtle, intentional, emotionally present gestures, the kind that say, I see you, I'm here, and trust me, the next secret will change the way you look at something you've always taken for granted. Let's discover it together in page 2. Earlier, we touched on the quiet power of intentional touch, especially before intimacy. Now let's zoom in on one deceptively simple act that holds incredible emotional weight: a gentle massage before intimacy. It sounds basic, right? But that's exactly why it works. For women, emotional connection often outweighs physical attraction. A well-placed, non-sexual touch communicates volumes that words never could. It says, I see you, I care about you, I want you to feel safe and at ease with me. It's not about being a massage therapist or trying to show off. It's about presence. Being truly in the moment, making her feel relaxed, understood, and desired. Not just physically, but emotionally as well. Here's the key. It's not just the act of touching, it's the intention behind it. If you're just going through the motions, she'll sense it. But if you're fully present, tuned in, and paying attention to her reactions, she'll feel it. That's where the magic happens. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, waste no more time arguing with what a good man should be. Be one, so don't overthink it. Don't try to perform, just be real, be present. Let your actions speak for you. Here's a hard truth. Most men never take the time to learn this. That's why they stay stuck in the 99%, struggling to form emotional intimacy. But the few men who do understand this, they create deep, lasting connections women can't forget. In today's world, full of instant gratification and surface-level attention, this kind of mindful, thoughtful approach is rare. But once you master it, you step into the top 1%. The men who truly understand what women desire beneath the surface. Now let's move on to the next secret, the art of flirting with confidence and respect. A secret that separates men who push too hard from those who hold back too much. Let's explore it next. We uncovered how flirting, when done with confidence and respect, isn't about chasing approval, but about enjoying the energy of connection. Now let's take that idea a step further with a small but powerful concept, creating a playful challenge. A bit of challenge adds spark to a conversation. It keeps things engaging and creates a sense of light-hearted competition. But more importantly, flirting isn't about seeking approval. The moment you try too hard to impress, you lose your natural edge. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are comfortable in their own skin, who can joke around without needing constant validation. This is where Stoic philosophy comes into play. A high-value man doesn't flirt to win a woman. He flirts because he enjoys the interaction. He remains emotionally grounded, never desperate for a reaction. And beyond words, eye contact and body language play a crucial role. A confident smirk, a slow nod, or a perfectly timed pause. They all speak louder than any line you could deliver. Attraction isn't built on words alone. It's created through presence, energy, and quiet confidence. When you flirt from this grounded mindset, women feel it almost instantly. So let me ask, are you flirting just to impress her? Or are you flirting because you genuinely enjoy the moment? Master that, and you'll notice how quickly attraction shifts in your favor. Now let's move to secret number 3. A small action that, when done at the right moment, can trigger a powerful emotional response. Touching her hair. Most men overlook this, but women love it when a man knows how to touch their hair. When done with care and at the right time, it's one of those small, seemingly insignificant gestures that builds instant emotional intimacy. Done wrong, though? It feels awkward, forced, or even invasive. So what's the key? It's in understanding why this works. The scalp is one of the most sensitive areas of the body, packed with nerve endings that trigger emotional responses. A gentle, intentional touch on her hair can send powerful messages of closeness, trust, and romantic attention. It's not just about the physical sensation, it's the unspoken message behind it. I'm here. I feel you. I'm attuned to your energy. Where most men go wrong is by rushing it, or doing it mechanically, without any emotional connection. Touching her hair isn't something you do absent-mindedly. It's about creating a subtle, intimate moment. Imagine this. You're sitting beside her, chatting naturally, and at just the right time, you gently brush a strand of hair from her face. That one act, done with presence and confidence, can speak volumes without a single word. Timing is everything. This isn't something to try on the first date. It works best when there's already some emotional warmth, some mutual comfort, some spark. And there's another small gesture, light as a whisper, that if timed well, can create an even deeper emotional resonance. We explored the emotional depth behind a simple touch, like brushing her hair, when done at the right time. Now let's look at another small gesture that carries enormous unspoken meaning, Pay close attention to her cues. If she leans in slightly, if her smile invites closeness, that's your signal. That's when you know the moment is, right? The worst thing you can do? Force it when she's not ready. That's why presence and awareness are everything. From a Stoic lens, this comes down to emotional intelligence and restraint. Stoicism teaches us to read a situation without acting on impulse, to remain in control rather than be controlled by our desires. So don't reach out just because you want to. Only do it because the moment calls for it. So the next time you're with a woman and that perfect moment arises, don't underestimate the power of a simple touch to her hair. When it's done with calm confidence and intention, it becomes one of those rare, subtle gestures that linger in her memory. Now let's dive into secret number 4, the subtle yet powerful act of placing your hand on her back. In public, it may sound small, even forgettable. But in reality, it speaks volumes. A confident, gentle touch on a woman's lower back as you walk through a crowd or move together sends clear, primal messages: leadership, confidence, protection. Yet 99% of men either ignore this gesture or second-guess themselves out of doing it. The truth is, women don't need grand gestures of masculinity to feel secure. They need subtle, instinctual signals that a man is grounded, present, and capable of leading. When you place your hand on her back calmly and assuredly, you don't have to say a word. That gesture says, "I'm here, I'm aware, I'm leading," with quiet strength. But here's where many men go wrong. They hesitate too long, which makes the moment awkward, or they do it too mechanically, and it feels unnatural, even invasive. This isn't about control. It's not about seeking validation. It's about presence, about moving with intent. The touch should be light, deliberate, brief, yet intentional, just enough for her to register your presence in a way that feels smooth and effortless. Picture this. You're walking side by side toward a restaurant. As you step ahead to open the door for her, your hand briefly rests on her lower back, just long enough to guide her through. It's a moment of quiet leadership, a wordless reassurance that she's with a man who moves with purpose. And the next secret? It's not something she can see. But once you master it, she'll feel your presence, even when you're not around. We explored how a subtle gesture like placing your hand on her back reflects quiet leadership and emotional control. But behind that action is something deeper: true self-mastery. From a Stoic perspective, that moment ties directly into self-discipline and emotional presence. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." A high-value man doesn't seek approval for his actions. He simply embodies strength, awareness, and quiet control. So when you place your hand on her back, you're not doing it to provoke a reaction. You're simply being a man of presence and leadership. And that alone is magnetic. In a world where so many men are either too timid or too aggressive, mastering this quiet, powerful move sets you apart as someone who understands the subtle balance between strength and care. Now let's move into secret number 5, being her protector in small, everyday ways. Being a protector doesn't mean you have to save her or act like her personal bodyguard. Today's women are strong, capable, and fiercely independent, but here's the secret. They still deeply appreciate a man who makes them feel safe, not through grand gestures, but through small, consistent actions that quietly show, "I've got you." Most men assume protection only matters in extreme moments, like stepping in during a fight or standing up dramatically in public. But the truth is, it's the little things that build trust and attraction over time. It's how you react when someone's rude to her. It's making sure she gets home safely without making it a big deal. It's standing beside her during awkward or tense moments, silently but unmistakably present. Women notice and value those small acts of reliability. A man who is calm under pressure, who handles things with composure, who's present but never overbearing. In a world filled with chaos and unpredictability, stability is rare and incredibly attractive, let's be clear. Being a protector doesn't mean controlling her or making her feel incapable. It means you are someone she can rely on when it matters. A man who doesn't panic, who doesn't blow things out of proportion, but who also doesn't shy away when strength is needed. And again, this is where Stoic wisdom shines. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A Stoic man is emotionally steady. He doesn't act on impulse or insecurity. He observes, assesses, and responds with calm precision. And that emotional steadiness is exactly what makes a woman feel safe and seen. If you think presence is enough, the next secret will show you how the power of quiet attention can touch her heart more than any words ever could. By staying grounded, you separate yourself from the 99% of men who either overreact or don't act at all. You become a man who doesn't just talk about being strong, you show it effortlessly. Now let's unlock a new kind of connection, one that's invisible, yet incredibly powerful. This is secret number 6, the psychological effect of mentioning. A dream about her. It's subtle, unexpected, but it's one of the most emotionally resonant tools you'll ever use. Most men never think of this, but when done the right way, it creates an emotional connection that lingers far longer than any compliment ever could. Why? Because it implies that she's been on your mind, even when you weren't conscious. Picture this. You're having a relaxed conversation. Then, out of nowhere, you casually say, "You know what? I had the strangest dream about you last night." Then, pause. Don't rush into the details. Let her curiosity build naturally. 9 times out of 10, she'll lean in and say, "Really? What was it about?" Here's the key. You don't need to invent some elaborate romantic storyline. Keep it simple, light, maybe even slightly playful. For example, "I don't remember all of it, but we were sitting in a cafe talking about something deep, and it just felt really nice." Now think about what that does. It gently plants the idea in her mind that she makes you feel safe, that she's held a place in your subconscious, that there's a deeper, unspoken connection between you. Women are deeply emotional and intuitive. They love the idea of being thought about in a way that's unforced and genuine. And a dream? It's something out of your control. That makes it feel authentic and meaningful. It's not a planned compliment. It's an organic moment. And it leaves her wondering, why was I in his dream? This taps into a powerful part of female psychology, mystery, and emotional connection. A woman wants to feel special, but not in a cheap or obvious way. Saying, "I had a dream about you," makes her feel important. No pressure, no expectations, just pure intrigue. Now let's connect this with Stoic thinking. A Stoic man doesn't chase attention. He lets natural curiosity pull her in. He knows attraction isn't built by pushing. It's created by presence. Instead of forcing emotions, he lets small, effortless moments build deeper resonance. So next time you're with a woman, remember this simple psychological trigger. Don't force it. Don't overuse it. But when the moment feels right, watch how she leans in, how her eyes light up, and how a quiet bond begins to form effortlessly. And the next secret? It's not about what you say or touch. It's about how you listen with full presence. We explored the power of subtle emotional presence. Now let's shift to something you can see, but which carries deep psychological meaning: facial hair. Secret na Tievan, how a well-groomed beard triggers primal attraction. You might think that a beard is just a style choice, like a fashion statement, but science and psychology suggest something far deeper. A well-maintained beard doesn't just change how you look, it changes how women feel about you on a subconscious level. Studies show that women often associate men with beards with 3 primal traits: strength, maturity, protection. And these 3 qualities directly activate ancient attraction instincts. Think about it. Throughout history, warriors, leaders, and sages often wore beards. Beards symbolized wisdom, resilience, and masculinity, traits that signaled a man's ability to lead, protect, and endure. Even today, those associations haven't faded. When a man wears his beard well, he's often seen as more dominant, more self-assured, and more reliable. But here's the catch. It's not just about growing a beard. A messy, unkempt beard sends the wrong message: laziness or neglect. A well-groomed beard, however, speaks volumes. It shows discipline, self-respect, and personal awareness. It silently says, "I take care of myself, I'm in control, I know the image I want to project." This directly connects to Stoic thinking. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Just as your inner thoughts shape your spirit, your outer appearance reflects your inner discipline. A beard isn't just facial hair. It's a symbol of composure, patience, and self-mastery. You're not just letting it grow, you're crafting an image that commands presence. And don't forget, one of the biggest psychological factors: contrast. A sharp, well-kept beard frames the face, enhances jawlines, sharpens expressions. It adds both ruggedness and refinement, a combination many women find irresistible. So, do you need a beard to be attractive? No, but if you can grow one, it's a powerful tool. And if you already have one, maintaining it well can amplify how women perceive you. By now, you've unlocked 7 hidden secrets that most men completely overlook. Yet each one has the power to transform the way women see you. In the final section, we'll pull it all together and show you how to apply these secrets with natural confidence to create effortless, unforgettable attraction. We explored the final secret, the primal power of a well-groomed beard. Now let's pull it all together and look at how to actually apply all 7 secrets naturally, without forcing it. So here's a quick recap. The power of touch before intimacy creates emotional connection most men overlook. Flirting with respect makes you stand out as confident and composed. Touching her hair at the right moment sparks subconscious chemistry. Placing your hand on her back in public signals leadership and security. Being her protector in small, subtle ways makes her feel safe, without even realizing why. Mentioning a dream about her builds emotional intrigue and curiosity. And lastly, a well-maintained beard taps into primal instincts of strength and masculinity. But now comes the big question: how do you use all this in real life without coming off as unnatural? Here's the truth. You don't force it. Real attraction is built through presence, confidence in, and self-awareness. If you try to check off every secret, like a checklist, you'll seem scripted. Instead, let these behaviors become a natural extension of who you are. Watch for opportunities. If you're walking beside her and the moment feels right, rest your hand lightly on her back. If she's relaxed and connected, gently touch her hair. If the vibe is playful, drop a casual line about dreaming of her. The less effort it seems, the more powerful it becomes. And here's something even more important. These secrets won't just make you more attractive to women. They'll make you a better man. Because when you cultivate confidence, calm presence, and self-mastery, you stand out, not just in dating, but in every area of life. Women are naturally drawn to men who have purpose, inner control, and quiet strength. And this is where Stoicism becomes a game changer. A Stoic man doesn't chase approval. He doesn't beg for attention. He simply is. He moves with certainty, stands firm in his values, and lets his presence speak volumes. So now it's your turn to decide, will you be like the 99% who overlook these powerful, subtle behaviors, or will you rise, apply what you've learned, and step into the 1% of men who truly get it? If you're ready, drop a comment below and let me know which secret surprised you most. And if this video gave you value, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because there's more coming that will transform how you think about life and relationships. This is just the beginning. Stay strong, stay sharp, and start applying what you've learned today.